This is so cool. USC women's basketball star JuJu Watkins will throw out the ceremonial first pitch at Dodger Stadium on Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. High strike on the outside corner, because there appears to be very little that JuJu does not do well. For much more on JuJu, USC, and the entire Big Ten, welcoming women's basketball analyst and bracketologist Autumn Johnson. Autumn, there's no question. JuJu will be the face of women's college basketball this coming year as Caitlin Clark moves on and JuJu comes off such a phenomenal freshman year. What are the realistic expectations for her and the Trojans?
I agree. I mean, she already has the keys to the car. Caitlin Clark passed the baton right over to JuJu, and the same way that Caitlin Clark galvanized the game, the same way JuJu Watkins will galvanize the game for years to come in such her young career. But this USC team, they are deep and they are dangerous, bringing on so much talent onto this Big Ten scene. You have Raya Marshall also joining JuJu Watkins, who's a 6'4" defensive nightmare. She's gotten national DPOY nods as well. You have this team winning the transfer portal, in my opinion, with Talia van Oelhoffen and Kiki Iriafen, who almost reminds me of Asia Wilson in the #1 freshman class in the country with 3 girls ranked in the top 20 that features Kennedy Smith. So already such a great squad, but JuJu Watkins, just one of the smoothest games I've seen in college basketball. Her skill set is unmatched. Her body control, patience, the way she can pick apart any defense. She mesmerizes you with her game, and I'm excited to see how she comes on and comes in to try to win a championship here at the Big Ten, or who can try to slow her down. It's tough too. You have to try to neutralize her in every way, but she's known that she's trying to work on her efficiency. She's pro ready. She's only 18, and she has now. I'm excited to see her come onto this scene.
And no question, Coach Lindsey Gottlieb, also a rising star in the profession, but they'll have to deal with a crosstown rival in UCLA that's coming off a terrific year. And, of course, Kiki Rice is back as well. Oregon has done such great things under Kelly Graves. How will we ultimately measure the impact after year one with the 4 new incoming schools?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of these new teams emerge to the top. You know, as we mentioned, USC, all that they bring back, but you also have to factor in UCLA too as heavy favorites. And I believe both of these teams can be set as Final Four teams. And you look at the pieces that UCLA has: Kiki Rice, London Jones, Lauren Betts, that big 3. But then they go out to the portal also and add Charlize Ledger Walker from Washington State, who gives you another point guard on the floor alongside Kiki Rice. You have Tamia Gardner, who had a statement game, taking down Notre Dame as a stretch 4. She's coming from Oregon State. That'll be incredible to see how they mesh together. And Janiah Barker was like the last big name that we saw in this transfer portal head to the Bruins. She has experience battling the best bigs in the league in the SEC. So a lot of great pieces that Corey Close is going to have on this squad. And you just got to think about it at this perspective. Like, for the Big Ten, this is a great opportunity for all schools, because you're constantly going to be playing the best of the best, and it'll give the selection committee an opportunity to see how you fare up against the toughest competition, and if you can knock them off as well and build up your resume every single day. So I can see those 2 teams in particular being the heavy favorites, shoot up to the top, but there's still some great teams here in the Big Ten that are currently looking to make some noise as well.
Well, let's talk about some of those teams. Obviously, it'll be a transition year for Iowa. Ohio State loses J.C. Sheldon, a top pick in this year's WNBA draft. Which current Big Ten team do you believe returns the most dangerous roster?
You know, you mentioned J.C. Sheldon. I'm actually interested to see what Ohio State does this season to remain a threat. They lost all starters. Cody McMahon will return, and they add Chance Gray, who's a great 2-way player from Oregon. Jelani Cambridge, I've been watching her game throughout her AAU circuit in high school. She is a bucket. I watched her championship game as well. There's Overtime Elite here in Atlanta. I've seen her game in person. She's so quick and shifty, so I'm excited to see her game at the next level. And Asia Petty gives, you know, this Buckeyes team an inside presence, something that they needed last year, who can bang down low. She had a standout season at Kentucky, averaging a double-double. So excited to see what they do together as meshing this squad together. But Cody McMahon has to be the star this year. You know, just in her young career, she has to take over. And I think this is the perfect opportunity, and just having that confidence overall, knowing what she can do for the squad. But I would say Maryland has something brewing as well, something very special, and they lose a lot of talent as well. Brene Alexander, Jakia Brown Turner, Lavender Briggs, but they also bring back Cheyenne Sellers and 7 new players who I'm excited about. 6'2" guard at Arkansas, Hoffenberger, Amari DeBerry, who's a 6'6" forward at UConn. I love watching the minutes she was able to get under Gino Auriemma. She can stretch the floor. She has such great size to her. But just overall, Kaylin Smikla as well from Rutgers, and we know what she can do here in the Big Ten. So having that familiarity would be nice. But a lot of talent overall, and I'm looking out for those particular teams.
Great stuff, as always, from Autumn Johnson. Autumn, we appreciate the time.
Thank you.
And that will do it for this edition of Big Ten Today. As always, appreciate you joining us here on the Big Ten Network. Have a great weekend. We'll see you right back here on Monday.